Hi guys. Hello, hello. Don't worry about my legs, man. I'm getting them to shred. How are you guys? Happy Friday. How are you guys doing? Is everybody okay? Changing a few things. Trying to make it look cute. How are y'all? How are y'all? Oh, look at that. They got new stuff in here. Look at that. Oh, shut up. That's cute. Look at that. They got new stuff in here. I did not know that. Oh, stop it, Restream. What is this? Shut up. Restream has new stuff in here. Did y'all know that? I did not know that. Restream has different stuff in here. I did not know that. I'm just clicking around trying to see. No way. No way. That is so cute. That is so cute. I still don't know how to fix the support the stream. It gives you like this QR code. I still don't know how to do I still don't know how to do it. Oh man. I mean it has one. Like I made a QR code, but I don't know how to fix it. I might let me see if the TikTok how's the TikTok going? I took a screenshot of I took a screenshot of the TikTok. Am I live? Now, I'm just not sure if monitoring. Yep, I'm live. I'm not sure if monitoring yourself on TikTok is a thing, but you know, you know. All right, so I'm gonna do something for you guys. Do I need to log into my Payhip really quick? This is gonna be fun. This is gonna be so fun, right? It's weird though because I didn't feel like I was this close to the screen yesterday. Was I this close to the screen? What? I sold my first ebook. I was super excited about that. I haven't had my store, for very long. It's looking different in the pay hip. What did they do different? I think they did something different. What did y'all do? So I have 16 products in my store. hmm I may have a blog on here, but I mean, would I blog about? What would I blog about? Would I blog about the books? Because you put a description of the book. Hmm, I guess it's supposed to be kind of like a website or whatever. I don't know. This is weird. Where is like the dashboard doesn't look like the dashboard. Yesterday the dashboard looked different. And I'm in creator mode, but the dashboard doesn't look the same. And then it's got you can go and manage your products, which I totally understand. But the dashboard normally has your store URL and all that kind of stuff, but they kind of changed it up a little bit. So I use PayHip, right? PayHip is designed. Hey Sharon, hey Shawanda, hey y'all. PayHip is designed, and I'm gonna share this um, uh, to not take money from you. It helps you make money, right? And so what happens is you get your money automatically. So when you upload your ebooks or your digital products, whether it's you can upload an audio book, you can upload anything in audio, you can upload your books, your courses, you can make a course with video or whatever you want to do. You can do that and upload it in PayHip and set your price. And I was thinking that we had to wait for like a payout and all that kind of stuff. No, you get your money immediately. So I was excited about that when I sold my first ebook. I was like, shut the front door. I was like, Miss Ma'am, Miss Ma'am. So let me copy the y'all. Have y'all thought about selling digital products? Anybody? Now I know Sharon has a business. Sharon is a business owner. She's in the audience over on YouTube, and she has a business, right? YouTube, I'm also streaming to TikTok. TikTok, I'm streaming to YouTube. So hopefully I can see you guys' chat at the same time. Um, so I'm gonna put my digital store. Okay. All right, there we go. So PayHip is designed for whatever that you put in there, and you can also have physical products. So it's not just digital products; it's physical products as well. Okay, guys. So don't think that it's just digital products. And I also want to make mention that this is not a paid thing. I just talk about stuff that I find, talk about stuff that I like, apps and websites that I find useful. So um, they don't. Hmm, how do you monitor yourself? I want to see. That's weird. I want to see what it looks like. Can I see what it looks like? TikTok? Yeah, look at me. I wanted to see it on my tablet, but I don't think you can. It looks pretty good. I like that. Okay. Awesome sauce. You learn something new every day. The more you hang out, the more you learn. You learn something new every day, don't you? So this is the digital store. I have nothing but ebooks in here now, and I have a couple of courses in here. But you get your money immediately. So what I did was I connected my PayPal. They do have other options, and if you're a writer of any type, you can write songs, you can write poetry, novels, anything, like help books, um, or like pamphlets, or just anything, and put them in your digital store, and just put it on the internet, and let people shop. Easy peasy, and the thing that people seem to be interested in for me is money moves, and I love that. It's only $7. And everything that we have talked about over the years, Shawanda, she's like a day one. Sharon, she's a day one. They over on YouTube, they know. Like we've learned so many things since Periscope. I think I didn't start live streaming until Periscope, and before that, I was on podcasting. I was podcasting, and man, it was awesome. It was really awesome back then. Times have changed, things have changed, technology has changed, but it doesn't mean it's a bad thing. I never thought. Now, one of my friends told me about PayHip. I was leaning towards Shopify, but I was going to have to wait a little bit for Shopify because they charge you money, and I said, well, I can't get Shopify until payday, and I was like, well, that'll work because you have to. I think Isn't Shopify like you have a fee every month or something like that? And so I was like, Sharon said, for real, um, you have to pay every month, right? And so I was like, no. And then I was talking to one of my friends, and they said, no, 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 no. Let me send you something, you know, because I know you like free. Free is for me. And it's a percentage. It's maybe like 2%, 4%, or something like that. So out of the $7 book, I got like $6 and 50 cents or something like that. And I thought, this is you know my cup of tea right here. This I can do because I want to get paid for my work. You know what I mean? I don't want anybody taking all of my stuff. So the next thing I have on my list is live streaming. I want to make an ebook about live streaming. I've been live streaming for most of the year. It is like Etsy, and I had to get my butt off of Etsy because they were taking all of my money because of the shipping. They changed their shipping stuff, and I had to leave. And I haven't sold a planner or a traveler's notebook in a while. It's been like over a year. I was just like, I don't understand how people, like, this can't be your only stream of income because they're taking everything. you know One book could be like $20 shipping, and I've shipped stuff from my house before, so I know a planner does not cost $20 to ship. Like, get out of here. So yeah, I had to leave Etsy alone. I was like, I'll starve to death. So I went back to Wix, which I'll tell you guys about. And when I got my new laptop, I was able to go back to Wix, and run my business like I'm supposed to because it's not very slow. And I may go premium um, at the first of the month because not because I want to sell anything on there, but there are some perks that I would like to offer to people. And it may eliminate some things. Like I may not need a Patreon. I may not need a Zoom and stuff like that. So I'm looking into it to see, what are the perks, what are the benefits of me, paying for Wix. Will it eliminate some things? I know there's an app also. So if you don't want to go to the website, you can go to the app and you can use the groups and stuff like that. And I think that's cute. But I'm looking for something more. If I'm going to do an online business and an online ministry, then I need, something more. And I'm also going to need, team members. And I need my team members to be able to log in and do what they need to do. Just, volunteer, ministry stuff. And we've talked about that. Me and my girls, me and our soul sister group, we have talked about this stuff over and over and over and over. And I'm like, it's finally time to get on the ball. Like, stop playing around. But lately, I've been my listen. Facebook is trash. Okay, in my opinion, no tea, no shade. But I've been like stalked and harassed, for like a couple of weeks or whatever, and I'm just like over it. So I took Facebook off of my phone today. I didn't delete my account, but I just took it off my phone so I won't see this stuff. But there is a person of chocolate color, of melanin, color, that committed a crime, and these vanilla people um, just put two and two together and thought I looked like this person or whatever, or our names were similar, which they are, but they're not, and decided that I was that person. And I have been literally harassed every day since they decided I was that person. Now, when you look at the person and you look at me, we don't look anything alike. So I don't understand. I mean, I know the power of makeup is like amazing, but if you look through my pictures and stuff like that, you will definitely see that I am not this chick. But so I was just like, well, Facebook isn't doing anything. They're not protecting me. They're not protecting me at all. And so I'm literally just getting harassed, you know, and no matter how many reports I've reported it, my friends have reported it, nothing gets done. I know, Sharon, like stupid. Because I'm like, how? I'm looking at this woman, and I was so glad that the last person was super dumb because she literally, cussed me out, and then she put the picture up there, and I was like, "Are you, special needs or something? Because this doesn't even look like me, you know." And if you look at my profile, I don't live in Georgia. This does not look like me. I don't have a criminal record, girl. They need to do research. Definitely don't look like that. Oh, I don't look like her. Her name is backwards, and we have a totally different last name. And so, I was just like, you've got to be kidding. But this just goes to show you that some vanilla people actually think we all are the same and we all look alike. They, characteristics. This woman was like huge. She had dreads. She's way darker than me. She's more on the manly side. Totally didn't look like a daycare worker. So I don't know who hired this woman, but if I saw this woman, I just put it like this: if I had a baby and I saw this woman at the daycare and they said she's a daycare worker, I would just turn around and leave. I wouldn't leave my kid with that woman. She just, you know what I'm saying? Like, she just really, like, daycare worker is not her profession. Maybe like wrestling would be her profession or something, but definitely not a daycare worker. I would not. So, I've been asked, you know, more so on the TikTok side than the YouTube side, but because YouTube has, replay, I thought this would be a totally, cool, um, for the rest of the year to do this. Talk about ways that you can make money, and how I got recognized on social media. She's not pretty like you, sissy. Oh, thank you, love. Well, it must run in the soulful sister family because you're gorgeous. The rest of us are gorgeous. So I mean, it literally runs. She looks busted. Not Busted Ministries. Okay. Listen, I still have your gift. It's in my closet. I have to send it to you, Sharon. I was telling you, I've been going to physical therapy like every other day. Like, I go a day, skip a day, go a day, skip a day. And so I just got back from physical therapy. I have not forgotten about you. Yeah. Sharon has been, y'all put Sharon on your prayer list. She's been going through some private stuff. So, for all of my friends who are prayer warriors, if you would do that, that would be great. And keep me on your prayer list as well. This was my first week of physical therapy. I had one day last week. This has been my full week of physical therapy. So definitely put me on your prayer list. Keep me on your prayer list because, y'all, the physical therapy to straighten out your spine is painful. oh, oh, Bree's wedding and the ratchetness thereof. Like, I didn't even make the full rant about the wedding. The wedding, oh my God. Like, everything behind the scenes was crazy. I don't play about you either. Like, I don't play about you either. But Sharon came to my defense, y'all. She came to my defense on Facebook. She had my back. Sarah came, had my back. Bill came and had everybody came and was like, "What is going on? Like, who's harassing you? Like, what's happening?" And I'm like, I don't know who these people are. Well, when it first started happening, girl, I just was like deleting because it wasn't like so many. So I was just like deleting them because I was like, they must have the wrong person or whatever. I was like, I don't even know who these people are. And it kept getting worse and worse and worse. And then they started inboxing me, and I was like, what is happening? Finally, one of the dummies, posted the article, and I was like, thank you. Because first of all, who is this woman? Second of all, I was just like, it's one thing to not like somebody. And I thought maybe it was a YouTube video they saw that they didn't like. Maybe they're atheists or something. Like, I don't know. Maybe they're a group of witches or something that, saw one of my videos and they didn't like it. And, I was like, my dad told me, before he passed, that there's going to be some stuff that, you believe in that other people don't believe in. And, you know what I'm saying? You're probably going to get some, backlash. So I thought maybe that was it. No, I've been mistaken for a criminal. Yeah, I've been mistaken for a criminal. So there's that. Thank you, Sharon, for coming to my rescue. I appreciate you. I love you from the bottom of my heart. Because, oh, hey, can somebody tell these people that that's not me? Can somebody cover my? Can somebody have my back? No, they don't. Can somebody have my back? Now, if anybody was going to have my back, it would be Sharon and the late and truly missed Miss Doreen. Them two ladies right there will go to bat for me. 100 grand. I miss Doreen with all my heart. I really do. That was my girl. And she probably would have cussed him out. Sharon's nice compared to Doreen. Now, Sharon, she's the nice one. Okay? So, anywho, I love you. Um, the old computer is an Acer, and it didn't have enough power. So my mom decided I'm going to sow into this girl's ministry, and we went, looking for the ultimate laptop. They are crazy. They are crazy. That's one thing, Sharon. I've never seen you snap, and I don't think I would want to. Me and my mom were talking about that, when it came to Bill. I said, I've never seen, that's like my best friend out here. I said, I've never seen Bill snap. Never seen him snap. And I don't know what that looks like. I don't know. I don't know what that looks like. You know what I'm saying? So if you guys were to like actually snap, hold on a second. I got to wipe my camera off, y'all. I'm sorry. If you were to actually snap, I don't know what that would look like. I bet Sharon would go berserk. Bananas. I'm drinking iced coffee this morning. My daughter. Um. So anyway, you're gonna need at least 16 gigs when you're dealing with these websites, guys. You can't do this on 8 gigs. You can't do it on 10 gigs. You're gonna need at least 16 gigs. This new system that I got is a Curie 10, and that brand is not really, highly known here in the States, but it's 32 gigabytes. So it works really well with Wix. It works really well with PayHip and all of the things. So I'm streaming to both platforms from my laptop. So TikTok, if I look a little different, it's because I am, on my laptop and I'm loving it. Anyway, there's drama. Hold on a minute. You better not leave me in there by myself. And if she gets smart with me, I know how to handle myself. But I also know that me and you do have the same last name. So there's trouble on the horizon. You see what I'm saying? It's Facebook drama again. And I just can't. Facebook just is not the place for me. But anyway, let me get back to business. Sharon will completely understand what I'm saying. When you have an online business, you have to treat your online business like it is your baby. especially when you first start out. Sharon is like a veteran. I'm a rookie. I'm just starting this year. And I've tried other things. I've tried like, Avon and Mary Kay and all that kind of stuff, but it wasn't my business. It wasn't my products. It wasn't something that I created and I developed. And this is. Now, I did try, the planners, and I was going through a divorce. And this was like something that God just gave me because I had never thought of making traveler's notebooks or anything like that, let alone starting a business. So when it came to digital products, I knew I could do it because I had already dabbled, with it, when Periscope was a thing. And then I left Periscope and I tried to go to YouTube, and I didn't really grasp a hold of YouTube until a little later. And when I really started to get into YouTube, that's when I started, to grow. So here it is, 2025, 6 years. Because what was like 10 years, 9 years or something like that? Like 9 years, almost 10 years. It'll be like almost 10 years in the winter, right? When um when Periscope shut down, right? And so I came to YouTube, I made a channel, and I deleted that channel because I was just like, I want to find somewhere else. And we did find other platforms, but those platforms closed down as well. They shut down as well. So I ended up coming back to YouTube. And this channel, this YouTube channel, has been active for 6 years. And 3 years ago is when, I actually was on YouTube every single day, pushing it. Like, I mean, I was pushing it. I didn't care if I felt good, if I didn't feel good, whatever, I was there. So it made a huge difference. And I could see the difference. You know what I'm saying? I could see the difference whether I, went live for the audience or I did a video. I could see the difference in my channel growing. The topics that, I was talking about made a huge difference. Back then, we were talking about Tim Norman and R. Kelly and Kelly Price and, all of the, hot topics. And it was just, it was amazing. It was different. And again, here it is, 2025. Times have changed. Diddy, I don't know if he's going to get pardoned or if he's, I don't know what's going to go on with him. But I wasn't really interested in that because of the economy. And for me, I'm on disability. I can't go back to work. I can't stand on my feet all day and work in a salon with fibromyalgia, going to physical therapy, taking a bunch of medicine, gastroparesis. Like, it's just, the list goes on and on. And so I just can't do it. And so um, when I went to my hearing for, disability, it wasn't full disability. And so I was like, who can survive on this? I have to do something else. Oh yeah, hot topics. I need a whole nother channel. I need a completely different channel or a different platform. Maybe I'll do it on TikTok. Maybe I'll do some hot topics on TikTok. Have like a hot topics night or something like that. As long as TikTok doesn't disappoint me with using OBS or Restream, I think I'll be we'll be good. But if ever there's a time that TikTok turns its back on me, um, yeah, because I'll leave an app in a minute. But Hot Topics was like, the bomb.com. Everybody loved Hot Topics. And, we would get into, everything, everybody's business, Miss Robbie's business and who she was fussing with on, Instagram and, who the baby mama was and who the baby daddy was and, who's going to jail and, what's going on. I even had a Pacer account where I could look up and see, your criminal, background, what was going on in court and all this kind of stuff. I mean, it was deep, right? So I think there's a few people who mistaken me for like an attorney, and I was like, I am nobody's lawyer, okay? I'm just nosy. I just want to, give you the right information. And so when I was asked by some people in my Discord, can you talk about this? Because there's stuff that you do that I don't understand how to do, and I want to know how to do it. And then there was a lady last night, well, about three people, a guy and two ladies last night on TikTok that asked me to do the same thing. And I thought, this is content. This is something that I could talk about every day because this is something that I do and I have experience in it and I'm growing. So as I grow, my content will get bigger. You know what I'm saying? So I was like, this is good. This is a good thing. So I decided um, to write Money Moves, and I went all the way back to when I met Sharon, all the way back to the Periscope days. And Sharon was, she had a baking business, and she sent me the best vegan cookies. Well, first of all, the only vegan cookies that I ever had, because I never had vegan cookies. I didn't know it was a thing. So she sent me vegan cookies, and the girl can cook, and I put everything that I remember and everything that people taught me in Money Moves. So the book was created around real experiences, stuff that really works. I didn't put anything in there um, that was like cookie cutter, anything that's generic, because I don't know if it works or not. I know what we did. I know what, I did. I know what Sharon did. I know what Renee did. I know, what other people, on the app did. The Jamaican lady that used to make traveler's notebooks and Darius Cooks. I remember him being on Periscope and the soap lady that used to make the soap, Zakia. I remember what these people did and I saw them in action. And so that always stuck in my head. And the one thing that I can say for sure, without a doubt, whether they made mistakes or not, it was the consistency. And because we were live, you would actually see us making mistakes and then correcting the mistake and then still going on. There was no such thing as, editing the video, back then and all that kind of stuff. We weren't on YouTube. We were live. So if something happened, it just, hey, let's go back and fix that. And so, all of the things that I learned and I remember from all of these people, from Sharon the anointed baker, and from Zakia the soap lady, and from the Jamaican lady that I can't remember her name that used to do traveler's notebooks, and there was this other lady that used to. There were several ladies that used to cook. There was one Asian lady that used to cook, and she was really, really good. And I used to be obsessed with watching her stuff. And so many people that we used to watch. It was like I almost didn't watch TV anymore. Right, Sharon, like we like I forgot that there was a television in the house, because I was always on Periscope. Like I was like, oh snap, I'm obsessed. Like how I found the app. Um, I was on Facebook and I saw Jamal Bryant say that he was going to do a Periscope thing. And I thought, what is Periscope? So I clicked on his link. It took me to Periscope, and I started reading about Periscope. And I thought, really? I just made 120 cupcakes for Jason. Did you? You did not make coffee cake. I want some. I want some coffee cake. I just drink my iced coffee. But that would be good. Some coffee cake with my iced coffee would be great. But we we learned a lot from each other as well. And so if you have a good support team, you guys, ladies and gentlemen, if you have a good support team, that helps you a lot. You find like-minded people, business-minded people, people who like digital products, people who have products that can be shipped anywhere in the United States or anywhere in the world. These are more than likely your people. I've tried to connect with people on what's that app's name? Uh, what's the name of that darn app? Clubhouse. About to get rid of that because I don't connect with anybody on Clubhouse. Tried to connect with people on several different apps, and yeah, I've pretty much deleted just about all of them. Never really had a connection with anybody on Instagram. Um, so yeah, I pretty much deleted all the apps. I need to get rid of Favorited because I'm not gonna go live on Favorited anymore. If I do, it would definitely have to be the studio whenever they fix the studio, because right now the studio is trash. And Instagram, I don't use Instagram. I look at it, but I really, to be honest with you, I don't use it. And I barely look at it. Like I barely know Instagram is there, because I'm busy doing other things. Now, to make Instagram content, I could do that on my laptop. I don't need it taking space up on my phone, because I have other things that I could be doing. And so, what did I say? I deleted Facebook earlier. Um, there's an app called C2 that everybody's like really, you know, ooh, you need to try it. You need to try it. I don't mind trying it. I don't mind trying it at all. I think it'll be great. So, C2 is one of the apps that I will try. It is a live streaming app, but I'm not 100% sure if it's audio or not. Now, Swell um, is a good app, and we'll talk about Swell today or tomorrow if I have time. If I don't have time, then tomorrow. And Hello Yo. Hello Yo is strictly voice, and you can be on Hello Yo and you can talk about things and or play music or whatever you want to do, and it's amazing. And so, but Clubhouse is really not my cup of tea. It used to be great. I used to find things that I could listen to on Clubhouse and really be interested in it, but not so much. Times have changed, apps have changed, people have changed, and you know, it just is what it is. So my list of apps have become super short. Bigo, I do find useful. Hello Yo for voice because we don't have Spoon anymore. Twitch is very useful. Kick is very useful, because it pairs really well with YouTube. Twitch and Kick, neither one of them have a full replay. You're going to get the full replay on YouTube, but if you want to go live and talk to people, grow your audience, and lead them back to the tube or to your other social media, Kick and Twitch are very useful. And I've been able to grow my Discord with using Kick and Twitch and Bigo. And so, that's amazing. And the people that actually started purchasing stuff from my digital store actually came from my Discord. They didn't come from Facebook like I thought they would, or any other of the social media apps. It was, when they were coming from Kick and Twitch and stuff like that, they were getting in my Discord. They would see what I had to offer and then purchase my stuff. So it's all about building community. And then there's Epic Studios, and let me type it in because they type it really weird. They put a dot in the middle of everything. Epic Studios is actually video. I don't think they have an audio option, um, but it looks amazing, and it's based in California. And let me tell you, there's some people who think when September 17th comes that the United States will not be behind TikTok anymore. And they're thinking Epic Studios is the way to go. Now, if you have an iPhone, it's going to work better. I am an Android user, so it doesn't work really great, but upgrades are coming. And the reason it's better than Favorited is because you can upload your short videos and you can go live. So Epic Studios is on the rise. And I think the same thing happens with C2, but I haven't tried it yet, so I don't know. Swell is all vocal. It's not live. It's just like a 2 or 3 minute, podcast. You can just vent or say what you need to say, or tell somebody a recipe or something like that, and then get off of it. And they have replay. You listen to it again. So that's very useful if you have a sale, or maybe you have a prayer room, or maybe um, you want to give tips every day, or maybe you do affirmations every day. There's so many things that you could do with an app like that. It's insane. If you want to read a news article and it only takes you, 3, 4 minutes, they call it a swell cast instead of a podcast because it's so short. So things like that are, super. And that's only 6 apps. Everything else that I have is literally for content. I look at Scoops for content. I look at Reddit for content. I look at TMZ for content. And I think that's it. Yep. And I got Patreon, um, just because. But my Patreon is actually on my computer. Yeah. And Wix is on my computer. They have apps or whatever. So my tablet is full of stuff that I want to watch. So we're not even gonna talk about what's in my tablet. It's my tablet. My tablet is crazy. My tablet is definitely for personal use. I don't do no work on my tablet except for my little calendar that I want to dress up and make look pretty. But I do have like my laptop. My old laptop is still here, and then I have a second phone that is just production only. And so with that, I can make short videos. I can put them up on YouTube, or I can put them up on Epic Studios, wherever I want. Promoting my products, promoting my services, promoting my classes, promoting my courses, whatever it is that I want to do to put in my digital store. I can make a short video, and it doesn't. I can be faceless, or I can show my cute little chubby cheeks if I want to, however I want to do it for that day. But again, what I learned on Periscope is to be consistent, because when you're live streaming, if people don't see you often, they will leave you. They will forget about you. The same thing with your YouTube videos. Like, what happened to that girl? Where's she at? Your videos are still there, but you're not building any new content. And on live streaming, I've learned that, there's no replay. Your channel is there. And they call them channels. Your channel is there, but you're not there. And if you're not there, they're going to forget about you quicker. So live streaming, I said, I want to be a professional live streamer. Is that a thing? I'm going to ask AI. I already know the answer, but and this is why I like live streaming, because I can play with AI and do all the stupid stuff. Gemini says yes, there are professional live streamers who earn a full time living from their broadcasts by monetizing their content through various methods like brand sponsorships, affiliate marketing, which is what we've been talking about, um, and viewer donations, which is called gifting. Becoming a professional streamer requires consistent effort, which we just said. Okay. Thanks to Sharon for teaching us consistency on Periscope, because the girl literally came on live every day. And if she didn't come on live one day, we were immediately wondering, where is the anointed baker? Like, where's my girl? Right? So no tea, no shade. I'm being very serious, TikTok. I'm being very serious. Affiliate marketing and viewer donations. Becoming a professional streamer requires consistent effort, a well thought out strategy, technical skills, and ability to engage and build a community with their audience on platforms like Twitch, YouTube, and X, which I don't use. I don't use X, aka Twitter. A lot of people are telling me I should, but I don't like Elon Musk. Sharon, do you have X? Because I don't have it anymore. Like when it left, like when Twitter left, I was just like, no, ma'am. What is this? What is this? This is not Twitter. What are you saying? talking about? This has nothing to do with Twitter. And then I found out that X was actually his son's name, and I'm like, who does that? I don't like, you know. But now that Elon is getting into it with the president of the United States of America, might look at the situation a little different. Anywho, while it offers potential for high earnings and flexibility, it is a challenging career path that requires significant dedication, and the vast majority of streamers do not achieve a sustainable livelihood from it, which is definitely it could be discouraging. However, comma, it is a thing. What professional live streamers do? Let's talk about this, shall we? Content creation. They plan, prepare, and deliver engaging live content tailored to their audience. Who is your audience? Your audience is like minded people, people that think like you, people that want to. You said I do, I just don't use it. I now am on to watch Gavin Newsom troll. Oh, okay. Well, let me. Hey, it ain't nothing but a couple taps, right? I want to see. Y'all, let's see. Let's look. And I didn't know people were streaming over there. I had no idea. So now we're going to see about this. See, y'all. Let's see. Let's see. I don't know. I can't even remember if I have. Uh, did I delete it or did I just delete my app? And the first face I see looking at me is Tyler Perry. Verify your identity by entering the username associated with your X account. I don't think I have one, bro. I don't think I have one. Hi, King. I don't think I have one. I think that I need to create an account. I don't think I have one. Y'all. Y'all. I was born July the 9th. This is only going to take a second, hopefully. I was born in 1975. No, I wasn't. I was born in 71. I lied. It's wishful thinking. Verify your phone number, it says. All right, let's verify our phone number. This is pretty good because you get to see how fast or how long it takes to do this. So I get to type in the identification number, right? Make a password. Okay. Put in a picture. Um, okay. And pick a username. All right. I can't pick my own name. What happened? Oh, you picked a name for me. I didn't agree to this, Elon. I didn't agree to that username. Bro, I did not agree to Twana 255705. That is not what I agreed to. That's insanity, bro. How do I change this? I didn't agree to that. Are you Elon? You need to fix it, bro. So if your username isn't in there, it's probably going to give you a username. But I don't want that username. That's not for me. I want a real username. What should my username be, guys? Give me um a suggestion for a username on X. Gavin Newsom is making him look dumber and weaker. I'm fixing to find out. I need a suggestion for a username. because Twana Yvette is taken. So should I do the Twana Ray brand or should I do something else? What should I do for a username? YouTube and TikTok. I'm going to put that in the live streaming box. And we're going to log in. You're already asking me to update? Bruh. Gavin Newsom made a video of him flying on an alligator. That is insane. That is literally insane. Oh my God. The horror. That is crazy work, bro. Now, what I'm doing, you guys, is logging into my devices. So the account is made, except for it just, I don't like the username it gave me. So I'm trying to, let me see. Maybe I will do the brand. And it says that I need to make the name shorter. So I may not be able to do, okay, Twana Ray Brand. Boom. And there it is. So if you're looking for me on Twitter, it's Twana Ray Brand. Okay? Yep. There we go. No, stop playing with my life. That's a RAND, Twana Ray Brand. And my password. All right. And we're logged in. So now we're logged into all of the things. And so it took less than 5 minutes to do that. So if you guys are wanting to, download it. Now, something that I did notice when I downloaded this app and did all the things, it didn't give me any suggestions for people I should follow, which I like because I might not want to follow anybody right now. So that was cool. Love, love, love. Let me see. Now, if I click post, it gives me media, it gives me a GIF, it gives me enhance your post with Grok. I don't know what that means. It gives me a poll, it gives me emoji, it gives me schedule, it gives me area where I live. I don't see anything to do with live streaming. And then it says everyone can apply. So, is this live streaming mobile? Yep, it is mobile, which I hate. Ugh. So, you won't be able to go live. Oh, you won't be able to go live from your PC. Nope, it doesn't give you a live, you can only post. It doesn't give you a live option, which is stupid. Elon, what the what? Seriously? If you, come on, Elon. All right, let's look up Gavin. Gavin Newsom. Okay, Gavin. Trump is now ordering Republicans to do whatever they can to pick up 100 House seats in the 2026, including through massive gerrymandering, voter suppression, and overturning the Voting Rights Act. You can't do that. You can't do that. That's not legal. What's he talking about? Well, that's dumb. Yeah, this is funny. He's handsome, isn't he? He's good looking. Oh, he's nice. Gavin is a nice looking man. Hmm. No, I have to scroll down too far to see the alligator. I literally just stopped scrolling. I see a lot of news stuff, and I see Texas House Republicans have voted to pass their gerrymandered congressional maps. The red drawn maps were requested by Trump amid fears about losing the House majority. So there's barely any blue on the map at all. I see Texas grows jobs faster than the nation. Thank you, President Obama, for backing Proposition 50 and standing up. Which states has the most mail in ballots of 2024? Fox News host blasts Gavin Newsom over his deliberate imitation of Trump's erratic tweets. Well, he should really, I mean, is he even still on Twitter? Because, Trump has his own social media outlet, right? So why do your stuff on your own thing? It's called Truth, just in case you guys didn't know that. hmm Trump has his own social media outlet, so he should go over there and you know do his thing. Yeah, I don't see the alligator. Kid Rock wants you to support Gavin Newsom. Let's see. He told Jan 6 rioters to unalive cops after Trump's pardon. He got hired at the Justice Department. California Republic. Don't poke the bear. Yeah, I don't see him flying on an alligator. I'll look for it later. Yeah, I don't see it. A lot of political stuff. Really cool. I probably passed it. She said it's called Lie Social. She said it's called Lie Social. Are you kidding me? Well, listen, Lie Social or not? I gotta get back to work. All right. So, what is a professional live streamer, and would you want to professionally live stream? Would you want to do this as a career option? I mean, is this your thing? Do you think you would want to do this? Do you think you could do it? Do you think that this would, let me see how many people are having, because one thing about Restream, it doesn't tell me how many people I actually have in the live. I don't know. It's not telling me on here either, so I can't see. I can see the welcome to TikTok Live. I've been on for 58 minutes. That's what's up. You can't subscribe to yourself. That's stupid. Share on WhatsApp, share on Facebook, share on X. Hey, look at me sharing stuff on X. Because we're live and everything. And since your post was sent, awesome sauce. Since you know, you can't go live on X on your computer, Elon. You can share it on Pinterest, share online, share it to email, but you can't share it to Discord. That's weird. TikTok, I need y'all to get it together. Get it together, okay? You can copy the link. So I'll copy the link and put it in my Discord really quick, and then we'll get back to the list. Um, my community post, and who's live? I am, of course. I'm live. All right, we'll post that there. And it does say that I'm live on YouTube. So shout out to the Discord. Thank y'all. I appreciate it. Ooh, 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 ooh. Okay, let's look at this now. Content creation. We talked about that. They plan, prepare, and deliver engaging live content tailored to their audience. Technical management. Okay. They manage the necessary equipment such as cameras, microphones, and streaming software to ensure a high quality broadcast. We got it. Okay. You got your microphone, you got your headset, you got your, laptop. You don't need a sound card and all that kind of stuff. Literally, you can just plug a microphone or a headset um into your computer and get on with it. Again, people like me are just extra, and I have to make things difficult for myself. So yeah, there's that. Audience interaction. Okay, this is something that is hard for some people, believe it or not. Audience interaction means that you have to engage with people. They actively engage with viewers in real time through live chat, fostering a sense of community, which is what we're trying to build. So we're literally trying to build a community by communicating with people. And some people are going to like you and some people won't. So that means what? You have to have a thick skin, because anything goes out here on the internet. People literally might, tell you, well, I don't like you. What are you doing? This sounds stupid. You don't know what you're doing. You should really log off. They could say anything. And, you're either going to ignore it, you snap back, um, you know, quit. The choice is yours. It's up to you, whatever you're going to do, you know. Um, but if you're going to be a professional live streamer, you got to scratch number three off the list. You can't quit. You know what I'm saying? And on some apps, if you snap back too hard, they'll probably ban you. So you'll probably get clipped. You know what I'm saying? They'll probably be like, you're under punishment for 30 minutes or something like that. Um, So you have got your content creation, you've got your technical management, you've got your audience interaction, and then there is monetization. Before you get monetized on an app like YouTube or TikTok or wherever, there are things that you can do to monetize yourself, like merch. If you are a baker, or if you have a digital store, or if you have physical products, this is a part of your monetization plan, and you can sell those things on your live stream. Make sure you have links to everything where people can order. And when you get those orders, make sure that you fill those orders so that you can be a trusted, person on, your lives on the internet every day. You can viewer donations, which is called gifting, and subscriptions. You can offer subscriptions to your website. Sometimes, if you're already monetized on a website, like YouTube, you can subscribe to somebody's website, and join their, family or whatever. So there's, subscribers, and then there's like, joining. Also, there's Patreon, different things like that. A site called Buy Me a Cup of Coffee. You can give people your Cash App, just about anything to monetize yourself. So, viewer donations and subscriptions, receiving direct support from their audience on platforms like Twitch. So, Twitch does allow this, right? And they actually help you do it. Brand sponsorships, right? Collaborating with companies to promote products or services. Like, for example, if you sell Avon or Mary Kay or Beauty Control or whatever it is that you sell, this could be considered a brand sponsorship. And if you, show those products on your live stream or your videos, make sure that you disclose this information, because if you make a sale, for example, if TikTok sees you, talking about a product that is not in the TikTok shop, they need to know what's going on. They need to know why isn't this in the TikTok shop? Right? But if it's a digital product, 9 times out of 10 they don't care. There's nothing they can do about it because they don't have digital products in the TikTok shop, right? So there's that. Then there's advertising and merchandise, right? Generating revenue through in stream ads or selling custom branded merchandise. So, generating revenue through in stream ads, meaning like on Twitch, uh, uh, there are ads on Twitch, which we don't have any control over. The same thing on YouTube, and selling custom branded merchandise, like T-shirts and things like that that will have your logo on it and things of that nature. So we get down to community building, and as soon as he opens his mouth, he's lying. When we get down to community building, this is the most important thing for me, right? It's they cultivate a loyal audience and create a welcoming environment for their viewers, which is what I like to do online and what I like to do in my Discord, right? I have over 300 people in my Discord. So I want them to feel welcome. I want them to have fun. I want them to, engage and interact with each other. It's a private social media um, place. You know what I mean? And as I invite people into my Discord, um, you know, uh, I have like the little bot that welcomes everybody, welcome so and so and so and so, and it makes them feel welcome. And then I pop in and say welcome, make yourself at home, look around, whatever. It is what it is. There's also streaming capabilities in there, where everybody can get together, and watch a movie together or listen to music together or just have a discussion about something. So Discord is, it's pretty good app. Same as Gilded. There are a few differences um, between Discord and Gilded. I think Gilded would be really great for like a church group and auxiliary stuff like that. And I think that Discord is more businessy. You know what I mean? It's great for the gaming community, but I think when you're developing a community or a business where um, you're trying to grow your business, I think Discord is more structured for that. You know, you have to get over the name Discord. You have to look at it differently, right? So, that's a part of building your community, whether you're a business owner or not. Maybe you're just a hobbyist, you know, this still, could be lucrative for you. It may be a part time hustle. Maybe you don't want it to be full time, or maybe you just need to go live to push your business, right? So, there are so many different, avenues that you can go with this. A path to professionalism, right? So AI is telling me to do some things about this, decision that I've made, right? I need to develop a strategy. All right. So we need to create a comprehensive plan rather than just starting to stream. It's crucial for success. It says it's crucial for success. Developing a strategy, okay? Creating a comprehensive plan rather than just start to stream. So I messed up straight off the bat because, I decided I'm just going to push the button and go. So I need to back up and I need to develop a strategy. Well, I think I've already, developed a strategy as I go. You know what I mean? I'm a hands on person. So, get my, hands dirty while I'm in there. Focus on value. Okay. Understand the unique value you offer to your audience. A lot of times I will bypass somebody's live stream because it doesn't have value. It doesn't make me laugh. It doesn't make me feel anything. It's not educational. And so I will just go on about my business. You know, those are three things. YouTube says that there are four things. Those are the three that I remember. That it's, oh, I guess engaging. I guess would be the other one. But I have to look it up and see. But your videos and your live streams have four different pathways, and definitely education is one. Definitely entertainment is the other, and definitely being heartfelt is one, and probably if I had to guess, engaging would be the other component to making a successful video or a successful live stream according to YouTube. But focusing on value, um, you have to put the value in it. Like Sharon, when she was on Periscope, everything had a value to it. whether she was making something for a vegan person or whether she was making, something for a person with allergies. Maybe she was making something for someone who um, uh, doesn't eat meat, but they're okay with dairy. Maybe she was making something for a pescatarian. It all had, value. The value is, how would I season this, and who is this for? Who am I cooking for today? And how am I going to season this? And that makes it worth my time to write down the recipe or not. You know what I'm saying? So you got to focus on that value. And then you have to invest in quality, right? Acquire reliable equipment like, the laptop, like the microphone, like the soundboard if you choose to. You don't need a soundboard. Like I said, I'm just extra. Like an extra phone if you have an extra phone lying around until you can get, a new one. But invest in yourself, invest in quality. Acquire reliable equipment to ensure a professional and enjoyable viewing experience, which is so true. Because if I can't see you good and I can't hear you, I'm probably going to bypass your live stream and or your video. Now, this is the thing that I had an issue with when it came to favorited. It's just the sputtering and the buffering, and it would stretch out my video, so I would either look too tall or I would look too wide. The same thing if I was sharing a screen like I am now. Favorite would stretch it out too much, and it just looked distorted. And I thought, is that what it looks like to the audience? And then knowing that I have like a really great camera on all of my devices, and then I have an external camera, it would still look fuzzy or look blurry. Sometimes it would look like, it's snowing. And I'm like, what is this? I can't have this. And so, I finally just said, I give up because, I'm not going to stream using, a mobile device. That's not the goal here. I'm not doing that. And if their studio can't get it together, then I can't use it. So, I had to make a decision. That app is just, not for me. Even though I met a couple of, nice people, I did invite everybody to my Discord. So if I see them again, great. But if I don't, I wish them all the best. But I can't put out content like that because it really looks bad. It looks ratchet. Yeah. Um, so investing in yourself, invest in quality. And the next thing it tells me to do is maintain consistency, which we've been talking about this entire time, right? The entire live stream, consistency just keeps popping up, right? So stream on a regular schedule to build audience habits and maintain momentum. Now, what I have learned, it may not be the same time every day, but if you tune in at the same time every day, that particular person will be live. Whether they go live before, or after, they're probably going to be live for some hours because live streaming is a lot different from uploading a video. You may film for 15 minutes to get your point across on a YouTube video or a TikTok video, whereas a live stream, you're going to be busy for at least 2 hours at the very least. So you've got to get it, in your mind that, when I'm live streaming, this is going to be, unless you're doing something like a Bible study or doing something like, just a quick product review or something like that, and then you're gone. That's understandable, but at the same time, you have to promote that stuff and let people know who, what, when, where, and why. Right. So consistency is key every day. Um, get as close to the same time as possible every day. I stream twice a day. So after this stream, I'll go and take a break and I'll eat something and, just, do me. And then this afternoon, this evening, I'll come back and do the night shift. So that's what I've been doing. And I have to do it like that in order to grow right now. Because there are a couple of platforms that I um, had to start from zero on. And so I can't just, stream a little bit and then get off and wait until tomorrow lunch. I have to go in, I'm trying to catch as many people as I can, especially on platforms like Kick, because Kick has a monetization program. where when you get a certain number of people, and it's not near as much as you need on YouTube, but you get a certain amount of people, and then you've been on, for a certain amount of time or whatever, you get monetized. So a lot of people are pushing to get monetized on Kick, because of that monetization. Um, and that's wonderful that they have that, because a lot of apps that you go live on, they don't give you the option um, to monetize. It's all about gifting. You see what I'm saying? So a lot of apps have adapted that gifting, which is not a problem, unless you're a viewer. I personally, on a couple of apps, get awful tired of being asked and being told to give you my money because you don't know what I have to do with my money. And then I get threatened. You're going to get kicked out along with everybody else. Whoever's in here that's not gifting, you're going to get kicked out, which is against policy. I've checked all the policies. There's not one app that agrees to kicking a person out of a room because you're not getting gifted. You don't have to get gifted in order to hold the audience. You don't know. That person may be waiting until the end of the of your stream to see how you did, and then you may end up getting the biggest gift on the app, but you'll never know because you're kicking people out because you're not getting gifted when you want to get gifted. So you know, people who I find constantly beg for gifts on apps, I tend to just I don't care how talented you are. That's one thing that just burns my britches, and I just leave. I literally will leave the live stream. So engage and build. Interact with your audience to foster a strong community, which means I need to talk to you people, right? You're talking right, sissy. Thank you. I need to talk to you people and I engage with you people, even if I'm reading a news article or, whatever. I have to engage with you guys and I have to acknowledge what you guys are saying. Otherwise, you're probably going to think that I'm not paying attention to you. I don't like what you're saying. Um, a lot of people on this one particular app that I know about, well, two of them actually, will not acknowledge you unless they get a gift. And then when you gift them, they'll start talking to you. But until you start gifting them, until they see a gift, they won't talk to you. So those two are live streams that I will pass by. If I come in your room and I speak to you a couple of times and I know you saw it and you're still not speaking, it's because you didn't get a gift. And for that, I will bypass you. Because like I said, you don't pocket watch me. You don't know what I have in my wallet. So we're not playing that game. You don't acknowledge me, I don't have to be bothered with you. And that's just that on that, right? So stream on a regular schedule to build an audience, habits, and maintain momentum, and interact with your audience to foster a strong community. Now, diversity revenue streams. What is that? Relying on multiple income sources, such as sponsorships and merchandise, and essential for a stable career, not just on one app, which is why I stream on multiple apps because I want multiple streams of income and I want multiple streams of income within the app as well. Take YouTube, for example. If I'm just streaming on YouTube, there are super chats and there are super thanks and there's your regular monetization. There's sponsorships outside of the app. Um, there are brand deals outside of the app. So that's about six different ways, six different streams of income that you can get from that one app. But then I want to go over to TikTok and get something similar. And I want to go over to Twitch and get something similar. And if I'm streaming on multiple apps at the same time using one conglomerate like OBS or Restream or StreamYards or whatever it is, it makes it a lot easier for me. Now, if your content is different for each platform, don't stream over here what's supposed to be over here, if that makes sense. If I'm supposed to be doing hair over here, don't come over here and say, oh, well, I'm just going to put it all together today because I'm tired. Forget about streaming on that app if you can't do that content. Because, whatever you get these people over here used to is what they're going to be used to. So you can have different apps and do different content, and you can even spread it out on different days. But if your content is gaming, or if your content is just, talking to people, or if your content is makeup, and that's your only content, you're not thinking about doing anything else, then by all means, stream your heart out. Use your Restream, use your OBS, use all of the things, and make that content the best content you can, especially when you're looking from diversity revenue streams. Okay, there's also videos that you can watch um, on how to become a full-time streamer. But for me, so far the journey is pretty cool. I'm enjoying being a full-time streamer. I really am. I love meeting new people. I love when people come in my room and they're like, hey Twana, what's up? Like, you know my name, you remember my name, you're gifting me. I don't care how big or small the gift is right now because I'm just starting out, and it's amazing. Now there are some things that people worry about with being a live streamer. The same thing as being a content creator on YouTube, right? High compensation. Challenges of the profession: high compensation. The vast majority of streamers do not earn enough to support themselves, with a very small percentage achieving significant income. I wouldn't say a vast majority, but there are definitely a vast majority of live streamers that are just hobbyists. They're not looking to create a full time or a part time income. They literally just like playing games, or literally just like talking to people, and you will never hear them ask for a gift. You'll never hear them remind anybody of sending a gift. They literally just want to hang out. And I think that's where they get their demographics from, because there are a lot. Now, there's not a lot of, PewDiePies. There's not a lot of people like Mr. Beast. We know, they're the exception to the rule. But there are several, and I do mean tons of people who are using live streaming to make a living. And some of them are wealthy. So don't think that it can't be done. It can be done, um, if you're, putting a plan together and following those steps. And that means, too, that if something's not working, don't be afraid to let it go. Let it go. Don't hoard something that is no good to you. Right? Let that go and replace it with something else until you get that recipe that works for you. Because everybody's journey is different. Everybody's journey is not going to be the same. The way I make my thumbnails may not be the way you make your thumbnails, and that's totally fine. Your audience is different from mine. We may talk about the same thing. I guarantee you, the way you deliver your message is different from the way I deliver mine. And I mean, we're different people. So, of course, your audience is going to be different. So, time and energy incentive, right? It requires sustainable time and energy, which can lead to stress and loss of enjoyment. And I am fully convinced that this is why a lot of people unalive themselves after being on social media for a long time. Or some of them, I just need a mental break and they never come back. I'm convinced. But again, you have to have a thick skin. Don't let people, push you into quitting or push you into the crazy house because of their opinions. Their opinions don't matter. You're building a community. A troll may or may not be a part of your community. Remember that. Then you have unstable income, right? So revenue can be unpredictable, and even taking time off can lead to a loss of viewers and income. So here's the thing: we're not taking time off until we have money built up in the bank, or until we know that my ride or dies are going to be there. How do I know this? Well, let's take YouTube, for example, right? When I was full time on YouTube, I knew who was going to show up for me. I knew who was going to be in the room. And I knew who was going to give me when they got in the room. On YouTube, you're appreciative of the viewers, because without viewers, they can't watch the ads. The ads is what makes your check every month. But then also those gifters that give you super chats and stuff, that's extra income, right? So you pretty much get to know your audience, and you'll know, unless you do something drastic. Like, unless you're, out there just, pulling a Jeffrey Dahmer and you get caught or something like that, you're pretty much going to be stable and pretty much going to grow on a regular basis. You're going to see jumps in, where, you did amazing content this day. You know what I'm saying? Um, when I look at my statistics and my analytics, my unstable income is not saying I made $1,000 this month, but I only made $500 this month, unless I was sick or something. It's not that drastic. You know what I'm saying? Probably will fluctuate between 800 and 1,000 if 1,000 is being your highest at that particular point in time. But the majority of people are able to pay their bills. Okay, remember that. And like on TikTok, you guys, have it made. You got the TikTok shop. I don't know if TikTok gets paid for views or not. I know they do on their videos, but I don't know about their live streaming. So you've got gifts for your live streaming. You have the TikTok shop. You're able to sell your digital content, um, and not go, out of contract or whatever. Because again, TikTok shop can't put digital products in the store. So, that's something that they allow you to do. You're playing your music, you're singing your songs, you're doing your thing. And, TikTok is just, it's wild and crazy, right? And so you can make, a ton of money on TikTok, which a lot of people do. And it could lead to other income. You know what I'm saying? Most people are very smart at that. If you're a TikToker, you probably have a YouTube account. And if you're a YouTuber, you probably have a TikTok account. That's called not putting all your eggs in one basket. hmm And then the last thing the list says is beyond control. Streamers are subject to external factors like illness, equipment failure, and internet issues that can impact their livelihood. Now, I'm just going to make it, real. If you are without internet for like a week or so, something ain't right. What are you waiting for? Get that thing checked out because, you know, you work at home. You're an independent contractor at this point. So get it together, have more than one device. So if one breaks down, you have another. You know what I'm saying? Uh, Take it seriously. Hello. So now if you're sick, you got the flu and, all that kind of stuff, and you don't feel like going live, that's completely understandable. The equipment failure, if you got, a backup, like I have like, a backup sound card if I need one. I have, a backup phone if I need one. It's just, common sense. I have a tablet over here just in case. Do I like mobile streaming? Absolutely not. But, you know, it's better than nothing. I can still connect with my audience, and we're a-okay. So it's better than nothing. And, streaming mobily, maybe I'll have to put one platform over here and one platform over here, but we'll get it done. So there's that. So yeah, there are things that, you can overcome any obstacle by doing what they told you to do at the first place, and that's doing your strategy. Write it down or put it on your Google Calendar or put it in your, notes or whatever you got to do. But yeah, what is a professional streamer? A live streamer is an individual who broadcasts real time video content over the internet, engaging with an audience through platforms like Twitch, YouTube, Facebook, and others, right? That's what it is. And so if you have digital products, go live. Okay, sissy. I see folks using Restream. Is it better than the other platform? Yes. Restream, in my opinion, is better than Streamlabs um, because you get to stream on two platforms for free. Yeah, that's what it is. StreamYards doesn't give you that option. hmm Well, Streamlabs does not give you that option. hmm All right, so now it's Q&A time. TikTok and YouTube, if you guys have any questions, shoot them my way. Really, when I thought about purchasing this laptop, I had put that laptop up for sale, and I'm glad it didn't sell. Nobody bought it, and I'm glad because, um, the heck? Oh, I'm glad because I'm using it. That's crazy, isn't it? Hmm. I'm glad because I'm using it. I'm using it. I needed it, so that's pretty cool. That laptop over there was the one I was trying to use with Favorite it last night, and it just would not work. And I was like, "What the heck is wrong? You know, what's wrong with this thing?" I was like, "I don't understand." Hi, Chris. I did not understand what was wrong with it. Hi, JD. Welcome in. I really didn't. I didn't understand what was wrong with that that computer, but it's not the computer. I restored it back to factory and everything. Um, but yeah, let me show Sharon. Okay, I was just answering your question. I like Restream better than I do Streamlabs, and I'm about to show you how come. So let's look at Streamlabs. No, 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 no. It's not Streamlabs. What is it? It's StreamYards. It's StreamYards. And ooh, I'm gonna tell you about Rumble too, because I know y'all know about Rumble Booger. Or Rumble has changed the name of the game. They done changed. Okay, so here we are on StreamYard.com. Settings update, better organized for blah blah blah, yada yada yada. And I'm sure that they're probably charging you for this. So don't lose your videos. Upgrade now to keep your content. So they want me to pay for that. And then there's a special offer, upgrade to advanced plan for free. So let's see what this is about. So they're saying that they're giving you a special offer. Try advanced for free. Upgrade to the advanced plan for free to unlock full experience, and you can try it for free. And what they're giving you is full HD 4K local recordings, custom logos, overlays, and backgrounds, multi streaming to 8 destinations, unlimited streaming, on air webinars for 1,000 people, and much more. And this is $88.99 a month. If it's billed yearly, it's $827.88 a year. It's what they want to pay. But for this week, it's free. For a whole week, it's free. Ah, free. You get StreamYard logo on your streams. You get streaming limits. You get limited storage. You get a dark mode. You get local recordings for 2 hours. You get 6 on the screen for your participants, and you get 2 seats, right? Um, and you only get to stream to one platform at a time, right? But if you pay them not $25 anymore, right? $44.99 a month, which it used to be $25, but now it's $44.99. But if they build it yearly, right, they'll give you 22% off. Yeah, so $44.90 a month, and you'll choose that core, and you get all the things that we just talked about. You go from 6 on the seat to 10 on the seat. You get to multi-stream to only 3 destinations, but that's a lot better than one, right? And then if you want everything, you get the $88.99 plan. And then you can stream to 8 destinations, and you get, a webinar, template, and all the things. So with StreamYard, you're going to either pay $44.99 a month or $88.99 a month. Let's see, Restream, right? So let's say we're going to upgrade. For Restream, upgrade to grow and engage your audience. If you do it annually, you get 2 free months. right? If you do it annually, you get 2 free months. So this is the difference between annually and monthly. So we're going to look at the monthly because a lot of people like to go month to month, right? So for creators like you and me, they've got a starting package for $19 a month, right? If you select this plan, you can go from 2 channels, like I'm doing right now, to 3 channels, right? You can pair your channels with the RTMP, which is like OBS and stuff like that. Recordings and transcriptions come in, no streaming watermark, a professional logo and graphics, 10 on the screen participants. I don't know how many people I can have on screen now because I never have anybody on my screen. Probably like 4, maybe something like that. But anyway, you get 10 if you pay that $19 a month, and then you get pre-recorded streaming um, for 30 minutes, right? You get 5 video slots, and you get 500 MB per video, which is pretty awesome for $20 a month. Which StreamYard used to offer $25 a month, but Restream still have them beat because theirs used to be $15.99. Now it's $19.99. Or you can get a professional creator for $49.99. And let's see what that gives you. It gives you 5 channels at once. You can start at 2 stream seats, split audio and video downloads, just in case you want to turn it into a podcast. You've got video looping, which StreamYard does not give you. You've got the Restream Studio in full HD 1080 quality, co-producers, which StreamYard does not give you. Then they've got an upload stream, which you can do a pre-recorded stream and not even be sitting at your computer at all for a whole hour, where StreamYard gives you only 30 minutes. Then you got that 10 video slot, which StreamYard only gives you, is it 4 or 5, and then 2 gigabytes per video, which StreamYard only gave you a little bit, like a teaspoonful. So yeah, and that's $49 a month. Now, if you're a business, and you're at the office and you got a whole slew of people who need to use this, it starts at $239 a month for a custom, which is enterprise. With StreamYard, you don't have a $239 a month. They literally tell you it's enterprise, period. And you need to call them, period. Okay? So for free, I'm getting um all of the things over here with 2 channels. So if I pay you $19 a month, well, if I pay you $19 a month, I get an extra channel and I get the RTMP, right? And I get the transcription and the no watermark. So to me, it's worth it. But you're looking at me right now on the free version. Yeah, you're looking at me right now on the free version. No shade. Yep, you're looking at me right now on the free version, which is awesome. So I would say Restream would definitely be the way to go. Hi, everybody over there, Chris, Messi, Kid Mari. Thank you for hanging out with me. And I got people on the Discord over there. Check y'all out. Check y'all out. All right, so Sharon, I hope that answers your question. I always go with Restream, and as you can see, Restream also gives you TikTok for free, whereas StreamYard does not. So that's my, you know, that's my 411 on that. All right, TikTok and YouTube. Do you guys have any questions? All right. Well, if y'all don't have any questions, I am going to get ready for my gaming session because I do want to go and game and have fun and all that stuff. So thank you for hanging out with me. Don't forget to click the link in the box, and I will put this in the chat one more time. Even if you don't purchase anything, you know, um, PayHip really does analytics over there to see who's looking at your stuff, even if they don't buy it. So even if you don't buy anything, could you do me a favor and go to my page? Get the book or go to my PayHip and just check out the entire store, you know. But the link in the chat that I just gave you is for Money Moves, right? And it's only $7. If you don't have $7 today, today's payday. So if you don't have $7 today, I completely understand it. But there are some things in the bookstore, in the ebook store, that are way cheaper. So check that out, right? All right, guys, I'm going to get out of here, but I will be back to do some gaming after lunch. So I will see you later. Don't forget to be good, make good choices, right? Remember what we talked about today. If you consider live streaming as a career option or a side hustle option and you need help, hit me up in the Discord, hit me up on social media, you know. However, just look for that link in my bio and click on it, and you'll be able to get in touch with me. All right.